after a warm afternoon drizzle, smells deeply of rich, damp earth, a scent that every grower knows signals life, growth, and new beginnings. But what if the greatest secret to unlocking that vibrant vitality in your soil and protecting your crops didn't come from an expensive garden center or a tightly sealed chemical bag, but straight from your kitchen trash bin? It sounds incredible, but the humble green rind and white flesh of a watermelon, which almost every household across the globe tosses away into the compost or trash during the blistering summer months, is actually a hidden goldmine of agricultural nutrients. Most people gorge on the sweet, drippy red flesh and unthinkingly discard the remaining casing as mere kitchen waste. In doing so, you are throwing away a potent, free source of specialized organic compounds, amino acids, and essential trace minerals that can instantly rejuvenate tired container soil, stimulate massive root growth in kitchen gardens, and dramatically lower inputs for larger agricultural operations. If you want to stop wasting money on synthetic fertilizers and discover how to leverage these everyday household scraps to build a thriving, resilient ecosystem right at home, you have found the perfect place. So please consider subscribing to the channel to join our growing global family of green thumbs. We are building a truly wonderful international community here, and I would love for you to drop your location in the comments below. Whether you are tending a few pots in a bustling city, managing a lush village plot, or looking after wide-spanning fields in your district, because knowing exactly where our community is growing from helps us stay connected and learn from each other's local climates. Now, let us dive into the magic hidden within those thick, heavy watermelon rinds, because your grandmother probably knew how to use these kitchen scraps to work wonders. But somehow, that wisdom got forgotten along the way. To understand why this works so beautifully, we have to look at the simple science of what happens under that tough green skin. Watermelon rinds are packed with citrulline, an amino acid that plays a vital role in nitrogen translocation, along with substantial amounts of vitamin C, vitamin B6, natural sugars, potassium, and magnesium. When these components break down, they do not just feed the plants directly. They act as a high-powered energy drink for the beneficial microbes, fungi, and earthworms living in your soil. When you introduce these natural elements into your dirt, the microscopic life forms throw a party, multiplying rapidly and converting locked-up soil nutrients into a soluble, easily digestible form that your plants can slurp up instantly. To harvest this natural power for your garden beds or agricultural fields, you first want to take about 20 to 30 grams of the outer, tough green skin of the watermelon rind, which you can easily peel off using a standard kitchen vegetable peeler found in any cutlery drawer. Toss those vibrant green shavings right into a standard kitchen blender or food processor. Pour in exactly 500 milliliters of clean water and secure the lid tightly. Turn the blender on and let those blades spin until the mixture becomes completely smooth, watching the clear water transform into a stunning, frothy jade green liquid. Next, pull out a fine mesh strainer or a piece of clean cheesecloth and pour the mixture through it to separate the thick pulp from the vibrant green juice, squeezing out every last drop. What you have left in your jar is a concentrated, enzymatically active liquid extract that is overflowing with biostimulants. If you are an everyday household or a home gardener caring for delicate potted herbs, vibrant balcony flowers, or backyard raised beds, applying this green elixir is incredibly simple. Take your concentrated green juice and dilute it further with an equal amount of fresh water, then pour it gently around the base of your plants, right where the stems meet the earth. You will hear that satisfying, soft hiss of dry soil eagerly soaking up the liquid, carrying the nutrients directly down to the root zone. For small to medium-scale farmers looking to apply this cost-effective solution across a larger acreage, you can scale this recipe up easily by using a larger barrel, fermenting the rinds for a few days to extract the juices naturally, and running the strained liquid through your standard backpack sprayer or drip irrigation system. The best time to apply this nutrient-rich green extract is early in the morning, when the sun is just peeking over the horizon, or late in the evening when the air cools down, as this prevents evaporation and allows the soil microbes to feast without the scorching midday heat. For maximum results, repeat this application once every 2 to 3 weeks during the peak growing season to see your foliage transform into a deep, glossy green. But here is where it gets really interesting, because we do not want to waste a single bit of that watermelon casing, and the thick white flesh that sits right between the green skin and the red fruit holds a completely different kind of agricultural power. While the outer green skin is fantastic for a quick-acting liquid feed, the dense white rind is an absolute champion when it comes to long-term soil structure and deep-root moisture retention, because this part of the fruit is exceptionally fibrous and holds a high concentration of structural carbohydrates. It acts like a natural, slow-release sponge when buried beneath the dirt. It slowly breaks down over several months, steadily feeding the mycorrhizal fungi that attach to your plant roots, helping them absorb phosphorus and trace minerals that are usually locked tight in stubborn clay or washing away through loose sand. To prepare the white rind for this heavy-duty soil enhancement, take about 500 grams of the white flesh and use a sharp kitchen knife to cut it into small, even cubes, roughly the size of a dice. Cutting them evenly is a small but surprisingly important step, because pieces that are uniform in size will decompose at a predictable, steady rate, preventing pockets of uneven rot in your soil. If you want to boost the pest-repelling properties of this mixture at the same time, chop up a few cloves of raw garlic and a small handful of spicy chili peppers from your pantry and toss them into the bowl with your watermelon rinds. The pungent diallyl sulfides in the garlic and the fiery capsaicin in the chilies will infuse into the fiber of the rinds, creating a subterranean shield that deters destructive root knot nematodes, burrowing grubs, and hungry root maggots. Mix these ingredients together in a large bowl, letting the sharp, eye-watering aroma of the fresh chili and garlic mingle with the crisp, clean scent of the watermelon rinds. For the home gardener with container pots or raised kitchen beds, application is a wonderfully tactile experience. Dig a small trench about 3 to 4 inches deep. Around the drip line of your plants, drop a generous handful of this spiced rind mixture into the soil, press it down slightly to remove any large pockets of trapped air, and cover it back over with the dark, crumbly earth. For our small and medium farmers who need to cover expansive rows of crops like tomatoes, peppers, or young fruit trees, you can apply this on a larger scale by laying the chopped rinds directly into your planting furrows before transplanting your seedlings, or side dressing your existing crop rows using a standard mechanical side dresser. This buried treasure should be applied once at the start of the planting season to give your crops a strong foundational start, or right as the hot summer months begin, helping the soil retain precious moisture so you can cut down on your water bills and keep your fields hydrated during dry spells. Now, most people throw away the leftover liquid or the remaining pulpy pieces after making these mixtures, without realizing what it can do for the surface of their plants. If you take that strained juice from the white rind and garlic chili mixture, you actually have a phenomenal, all-natural foliar spray that acts as a protective shield against airborne fungal diseases like powdery mildew and rust. The natural vitamins and minerals in the watermelon strengthen the outer cell walls of the leaves, making it incredibly difficult for fungal spores to pierce the surface and take hold. To use this as a foliar spray, pour the liquid into a clean, dry spray bottle or a large agricultural compression sprayer, and mist it gently over the entire canopy of your plants, making sure to coat both the tops and the vulnerable undersides of the leaves until they are glistening under the sunlight. Apply this protective mist once every 10 to 14 days, preferably in the late afternoon so the leaves do not get sunburned through the water droplets, and watch your plants develop a robust, resilient shield against the elements. It is truly hard to believe that something so often discarded in the trash can become an agricultural remedy that feels so refreshing, nurturing, and unexpectedly powerful for your entire growing space. By shifting our perspective and looking at household waste not as garbage, but as an abundant harvest of raw materials, we can create a beautiful, closed-loop system that honors nature, saves hard-earned money, and keeps our soil incredibly healthy. Whether you are watching this from a high-rise apartment balcony with just a few precious pots of basil, or from the middle of a vast farming field surrounded by acres of sprouting crops, please know that this channel is a space built just for you. And I am so deeply grateful for your presence here. If you found these natural secrets helpful, please take a moment to subscribe so we can continue walking this green path together. And don't forget to tell me your location in the comments so I can welcome you to our global circle. In our next video, we are going to explore a completely mind-blowing household item that will change the way you propagate cuttings forever. So keep your pruners sharp and your soil ready, and I will see you